Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00133 hashtag banana. Yep, hashtag banana. Anyways, in the note section, these are some of the things I'll be talking about. Bond trading view, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high, flagged for shorts. So this is a customized trading view that I make. Also, I flagged certain cryptocurrencies and tokens for shorting or dumping or exiting so you can make more Bitcoin. All right. I'll be going over that today. The list has gotten bigger, and if you did exit or did short or did dump, you probably made out pretty good on some of those tokens. All right, and here's another thing I'll be talking about. A professor explains what's going on with the so-called cryptocurrency and why it's probably too late to make a fortune off of it. Well, let's see what this is all about. I think I mistitled it. I think it's titled something else, but let me go over it. Also, goodbye Ethereum. Kick plans to move its ICO tokens to Stellar. So if you don't know about Kick, it's a messaging app. I've also talked about it a little bit. It's, my opinion, used a lot in the sex trade to message people, basically to entice them to eventually hook up to have a sexual encounter, or maybe do some online streaming, weird stuff. Anyways, they did an ICO, and apparently Ethereum's not good enough for them anymore after raising all that money. And they want to move over to Stellar. I'll talk about that a little bit. There's a link also to the live Q&A with Ted Livingston, the Kick founder and CEO. That is where the source of the information has come from. If you watch it, he talks about a lot of interesting things. He talks about how Ethereum is beginning to be like a dial-up. It's slow, and it's trying to be everything for everyone, and that's why it's slow. He also talks about how he's trying to get his tokens listed on different exchanges. Of course, I think as soon as he does that, he's basically becoming, his tokens essentially become a security of some sorts. And so even though he thinks it may be a utility token, I think he's walking on very thin ice on trying to talk about how the value of his tokens would increase by having his Ken tokens on exchanges. Next in the notes section, man robbed of 1.8 million Ether at gunpoint. So this is an interesting story. Now, I've heard stories about Bitcoin users being robbed at gunpoint, at knife, kidnapped. I mean, you name it. But now you're seeing you're starting to see the Ethereum users who are basically being targeted by nefarious actors. So I think it's starting to become very dangerous to disclose, your cryptocurrency holdings, which you should not anyway, in my opinion. Do not tell anybody that you have Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or anything. I know there's a lot of people who evangelize. You may want to be careful because you'll become a target. And of course, Ethereum users are, I think, in some ways really gullible. According to the story, it seems to be a friend that he made You should be careful what kind of friends you make in this space, because money seems to change people. And I've seen that in Bitcoin. You'll see it in Ethereum as well. And then finally, Mexican authorities call ICOs illegal. So cryptocurrencies risky. So even in Mexico, if you think you're going to just hop over the border and start an ICO from Mexico, well, in Mexico, it's also illegal to do an ICO for the most part, because you're breaking securities law in Mexico as well. So looks like the noose is getting tighter and tighter on these ICOs. And I think over time, it doesn't look good for these ICO tokens. Anyways, let me go over the rest of the note section. I have partitioned off in the note section some news aggregator websites, Coinspectator, real-time cryptocurrency news aggregator. Crypto Panic is a news aggregator platform indicating impact on price and market for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. I also have partitioned off in the notes section. It's time to stop. It's time to stop me, and it's time to stop with all these hard forks. So this part of the notes section is all the potential hard forks, fake forks, joke forks, scam forks, already forked and potential forks of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Uranium, Bitcoin Cash Plus, get Bitcoin Classic, and let's see what else. Bitcoin Super Bitcoin, Bitcoin Diamond BID, and then also Bitcoin Diamond BCD, and Bitcoin X BCX, the ticker symbol. I would put, there's some links I did take off, because after doing an update, turns out some of these supposed hard forks are really scams or fakes or jokes or trolls, depending how you want to see them. So the list is kind of getting a little bit thinner. There is Bitcoin God that's supposed to come out on the December 25th, but again, I think that's a joke. What else? Oh yeah, there's Bitcoin, United Bitcoin, which I did mention in my episodes, but I don't list it because I think that is also a scam, a joke, or a troll, not worth even looking at. Just too complicated, in my opinion. But you're welcome to go check it out yourself if you want to. UnitedBitcoin.com, I think, or something like that. If you go to the site, interesting music, interesting little graphical website and everything. It may be like a hypnotic spell, trying to extract your private keys. It's subliminal messaging in there that makes you give up your private keys to this website. So anyways, I also have a list of airdrops as well, cryptocree.com/airdrop, for those of you who like to receive free money falling from the sky. And then in the note section that's been partitioned off, I have some very useful websites that might help you. SegWit charts, if you want to know the SegWit adoption rate or transactions on the blockchain. Coin Codex, that's a listing platform very similar to coinmarketcap.com. Live Coin Watch, a listing platform as well. I really like that one because it gives me a 30-day average, and it also has a quarterly chart. So I like looking at the long term because I really want to know what the returns are. As it's set up right now in US dollar, I really like it to see if it can be compared to Bitcoin and see what the averages on the 30-day, 7-day, and 24 hours, things like that. I really like to see that kind of average, and also on the quarterly as well compared to Bitcoin price. But it is what it is. That's fine. I like it. CoinGecko as well. It's a listing platform for prices and also developer participation as well as community participation. In my opinion, if it's under 70, the risk is increased exponentially. So if the total score is 70% or under 70%, your exposure to risk is exponential after that point. That's my opinion. And then BitInfo charts, very useful site if you want to compare like data, blockchain data. Compare the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, the hashing rate, the block times, the transactions. They also have Ethereum, Monero, Litecoin, Dash, Bitcoin Gold even. So very useful. It's really a look at the fundamentals, and if you're a miner, that site probably will help you out as well. And then Joho's mempool statistics. That is a graphical user interface for the mempool. It's probably high. I did do a transaction today, and yes, I had to pay $12 to get it into the block. When people pay a premium for your Bitcoins, and there's an expectation of urgency or an expectations of getting those Bitcoins as quickly as possible, just pay the fee. If you want to, you could even pass on the fee, because Bitcoins are really hard to get. People think you can get Bitcoin anytime. No, you can't. You cannot get Bitcoin anytime you want. And then Salome.io, that is another listing platform website. It measures the social media volume of each cryptocurrency along with price, gives you a percentage, an index, so to speak, an average. So you probably want to take a look at that. It's a great indicator of all the coins that are being pumped. Transaction Accelerator, if you need to go and use that, I don't mind. Any useful site that helps you get your transaction done, so be it. And then Bitcoin Cash, hash rate historical chart 6 months if you want to compare the two blockchains, because they compete for the same mining algorithm. Next in the notes section that's been partitioned off is, can Bitcoin be replaced via multiple hard forks? James Bond interview on Crush the Street, November 9th, interview November 7th. Check it out. I say some interesting things. Collecting your free Bitcoin Gold, BTG coins with Coinami. Hopefully you've been able to extract your Bitcoin Gold without getting hacked or losing your Bitcoin. So a good reputable wallet like Coinami kind of helps to use a well-known wallet. And if you need help, I did make a video how to split Bitcoin Gold BTG01 using your Coinami wallet. And if you can't download Coinami on your Android, it's only available on your Android. I think they're trying to do a desktop version, but it's all right. They do have a site, mnemonic code converter. It's part of their recovery phrase tool. It also generates new wallets through a mnemonic code, the mnemonic seed. So you could actually use other mnemonic seeds from your Trezor, from your Ledger, your Bread wallets, your Mycelium wallets. I mean, whatever wallets that you have that uses the mnemonic seeds, you could actually use this site to extract your Bitcoin Gold. Just select the coin that it's for, and it'll just start populating the private keys and the addresses. Probably also your public key as well. So your address, your public key, and your private keys. and then a link to Bitcoin Gold. But I'm afraid to go there because they may have some malware or virus on their website that will try to steal your Bitcoin. They've always had some trouble, but I think they're slowly getting their act together. It's a lesson learned for people who are trying to do hard forks, that just because you want to fork off of Bitcoin doesn't mean the community is just going to just let you, you know, fork the name and fork the brand and fork the coin and the blockchain. You know, you're going to come up with some resistance. Next in the notes section, if some reason you watch this video and you know you see an ad for BitConnect, or if you've seen other cryptocurrency videos and you see an ad for BitConnect, usually someone by the name of Craig Grant pumping the Ponzi BitConnect, or his mistress Juliana, you might want to check out these articles before you put your life savings into BitConnect and think you're gonna, you know, become a billionaire in 3 years. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. What is BitConnect and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And if you need a video to watch, I have a video here for you. James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017, where I interview 3 BitConnect users. All right. 2 of them rage quit. 1 of them was stupid enough to stick around to let you know where you could find them. And then the 4th guest was just a regular guest, no involvement in BitConnect. And it's pretty obvious to him BitConnect is a Ponzi or pyramid. It's a scam for the most part. And then special guest appearance by Ozzy the BS Filter, who still cannot figure out, at least he hasn't said on his YouTube channel, that BitConnect is a scam. He won't admit to it. So I'm assuming he just can't figure out BitConnect is a scam. So anyways, special guest Ozzy the BS Filter as well in that video. And then finally, in the last partition of the notes section, I have 2 video themes for this video. And that is Pulp Fiction 08 Ezekiel 25-17, the Bonnie situation. And then the other is Pulp Fiction. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? So you get 2 versions of the same scene. If you know Pulp Fiction, you enjoy that scene. I can't believe it's been over. Has it been over 20 years? No, it's been 10. It's only been 10 years. So 10, 14 years. Yeah, my goodness, 14 years since that movie come out. So anyways, I have the meme here today is hashtag yes2x103, which you're looking at now. And then I also have a link to Pot of Gold, the Bitcoin Pot of Gold, as well as the donational address to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. That is a SegWit address. Please donate. Makes it fun for everybody and the audience members to try to win that pot of gold. All right, so let's check out who everybody in the chat. 21 million club, you're first. You're numero uno, number 1. And yes, thank you. Dual overhead camness, I guess you come in second, sort of. And then Pisces trait, rule 373. Thank you. Yes, I guess you could say pound that damn button. Thank you very much. Jacob TS, cheers to you. Fud Machine, good to see you as well. Marty Wilkinson, what's up? What's up? And then AcU5, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. And Q Burrow, welcome to the chat as well. And then let's see who else. Richie Rich, good to see you. And then who else is here? Bitcoin B, how you doing? All right. There you go. So let's go over the meme today. If you haven't seen the meme, it's right here in front of you. And basically, we're having some ether fiction going on here. Ether fiction. I think Ethereum is fiction itself, but Ether fiction is the story today. If you haven't realized, people are being targeted. If you're, this is the reasons why I don't really reveal my identity, although it's probably not that hard to find. But at the same time, I don't try to reveal, my face. You may recognize my voice. I don't try to reveal my identity, and I don't talk about how much Bitcoin I have or don't have, or cryptocurrencies I have. You have to be really careful. I remember back in 2013, people were being stabbed. All right, people were being stabbed in the streets. All right, people were being held up by gunpoint, kidnapped. All right, so it's, as the price of these cryptocurrencies are going up, it's getting more and more dangerous to talk about. You have cryptocurrencies. That's that's one of the reasons why I never talk to anybody about it, other than over the YouTube. But again, try to keep it as anonymous as possible. But I don't even talk about it anymore with my friends or my family. Matter of fact, the people who I have talked about it, I don't even hang out with them anymore. Not because I don't, like them, or, I don't trust them or anything. It's just, I just don't find, I don't have enough time anymore to do such things. My focus and concentration is actually to, do what I do. Basically, is just trade Bitcoins peer to peer, and take care of business for the most part. So friends, unfortunately, friends and family, when it comes to Bitcoin, I really separate that quite a bit. So if you ever met me, or if you ever had a chance to meet me, I won't talk about Bitcoin with you, unless maybe I'll meet you in a Bitcoin meetup. Sometimes I do go to them once in a while. I play the stupid fool or the newbie who comes into the meetup just, wanting to learn all about what this thing called Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And sometimes I'm surprised how much of a Bitcoin meetup, this Bitcoin meetup isn't really a Bitcoin meetup anymore. It's an altcoin meetup. So, or a BitConnect meetup, or Ponzi meetup, or some weird, lame, stupid thing. Anyways, there you go. I'll just read it out loud. It's not that hard. Ether fiction. Yep. Hashtag bananas. Ether fiction's, it's kind of ridiculous. Now that Ethereum users are being targeted, it's kind of get a taste of reality. All right, let's go on to the story here. Oh, sorry for the bright screen. It's loading. Okay. So I have the Bitcoin pot of gold. So welcome everyone. Let me see here. I have the QR code right here up on the upper left, with inside the arrow pointing to the Bitcoin pot of gold. That is the donational address. Please donate to the Bitcoin pot of gold. I haven't checked it, but I did give the 8th clue to the 8th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. Every time I need someone to donate into it for me to give the 9th clue of the 9th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. So please donate. Take your wallet, scan the QR code, and just send whatever amount you like to send. And then I do have the SegWit address in the notes section of the video. And so you can also check that out over there if you need to copy and paste it from the notes section. I also have the QR code here to the right. And that is the encrypted private key. So there's 2 ways to win the Bitcoin pot of gold. As people donate into it, and in increments of every $10, I give out the clue. Although the price has gone up so much, there's over $150 worth of Bitcoin. but probably only people donated about $30. You know, it's gone up so much, but I just need someone to donate into it to give the 9th clue of the 24-word mnemonic seed. And then the QR code here is the encrypted private key. And if you're great at cracking passcodes, right here, if you're great at cracking passcodes, that is the encrypted private key. If you scan it with your wallet, it'll ask you for a password. Now, it would help if you have a SegWit wallet or a SegWit, you know, phone wallet that will take you, that will reveal, that'll probably sweep the Bitcoins out of there. But if you don't have a SegWit wallet, because this is a SegWit address, you probably need to get a encrypted private key decoder, and then get the private key, and then use a SegWit sender, which I think there is a SegWit sender. It's called segwitaddress.org, or you could use coinables.github.segwit. Anyway, Kyle Honeycutt has made a great website, JavaScript website, that you can actually use offline as well. So that it also is a SegWit address paper wallet, SegWit paper wallet generator, but it's also a SegWit sender. So you can use that to sweep the private keys. Anyways, let's go on to the next thing here. Let's see here. Oh, sorry for the bright screen. All right, it's loading. I probably need to get a new computer these days. Anyways, let me refresh this. Let's see how this thing is doing. This is the bond trading view. As you can see right here, it says bond trading view. This view created by James Bond Bitcoin Live. List of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. Flagged for shorts. Now, this is a customized view that I created using my proprietary, highly secretive formula and web trading bot machine. I don't have a web trading bot machine, but I do have a proprietary secret formula that I use to come up with the list of cryptocurrencies and tokens that I flagged for shorts. And here is the flagged tokens and cryptocurrencies in this box. It has kind of gotten bigger, and you could see this is in US dollar value. Some of them are actually in the negative. We'll see. I'll click on Bitcoin value. All right, I'll click on Bitcoin value, and you see some of them are also even more negative in percentage. Some of them are still green, which is good because that means it's making more Bitcoin, and it gives you an opportunity to dump that particular cryptocurrency so you can get more Bitcoin. So that's why I have this there to help people who trade altcoins, and they make a claim that they only trade altcoins to make more Bitcoins. Well, let me help you do that by giving you a list to short, dump, or exit out of those coins so you can get more Bitcoin. Let me change this back to US dollar to kind of makes it short a little bit. So I'll be going over that, and it is in the notes section. I update this every day when I do this video, so you get a brand new list of altcoins to dump to get more Bitcoin. So let's go on to the next thing here. Oh, sorry, this is loading up here. All right, this is coming from Vice. This is in the notes section here. So it's actually titled, do not go into debt to buy Bitcoins, you idiot. You idiots. So, oh goodness. All right, so please, people, do not go into debt to buy Bitcoin, you idiots. It says here, let me see here. A a professor explains what's going on with the so-called cryptocurrency and why it's probably too late to make a fortune off of it. So do I agree with that? Not necessarily. It's, you know, on this is that it's not when you get in, okay? It's not when you get in, it's how long you've been in this game. Now, whether you mine for it or whether you buy and sell it, or you offer some service or product to get Bitcoin, whatever it is, it really doesn't matter, okay? Because I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people who have been involved since, I would say, since almost the beginning. Okay, almost the beginning, very early on, where essentially, if they bought, you know, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, they would be millionaires, multi-millionaires. Okay, they could quit their job and do whatever they want. You know, their net worth is they're essentially a multi-million millionaire, or and possibly even a billionaire. Okay, but you know, everybody had a chance to buy coins. I had a chance to buy coin. Other people have had a chance to buy Bitcoins, and none of us really did. None of us, you know, well, not, I wouldn't say none of us. Some people did buy coins, but we all had a chance to buy as much coins as we could very cheaply, but we didn't. I can only say this is, even though people who have been in it since early, they also left and then came back and left and came back. What you have to be, what you really need to do is you need to stay in this game. And the longer you stay in this game, all right, the more Bitcoins you'll have. And the more Bitcoins you'll have, it's getting harder and harder to get Bitcoins because you're getting fractional amounts. But I can tell you from my experience since 2013 is the longer you stay in Bitcoin. Okay. Now I'm making sure that I say Bitcoin and not, you know, not the cryptocurrency space, you know, not you know, not the ecosystem. I'm saying the longer you stay in Bitcoin, all right, the longer you stay in Bitcoin, the more Bitcoins you'll get. All right. So that's important. Not, you know, the longer you stay in different cryptocurrencies, you're going to make money. The longer you stay in Bitcoin. But I don't recommend people getting a loan. I think some people, I've read some stories where people take out mortgages or sold their house and all this other stuff, and they're kind of, you know, in a bull market. You're in a bull market, so yes, it's going to do great, but the bull market can disappear just as fast as it came, and a bear market can come. And you know, if you think about how long it took for the price to be inflated this high, that's just about how long it'll take, or even longer, for the price of Bitcoin to be deflated as well. So yes, you're rich now only if you can actually realize those gains. But if you can't realize those gains, you know, there's no point in you know, saying you're rich when you're not. You know, please do not go into debt, because the debt stays. But the value of Bitcoins kind of come and go. Now, typically they do trend up, but please do not go into credit card debt. Do not go into a home equity line of credit debt. Do not borrow from a loan shark. Okay. Please, the whole point of Bitcoin is for you not to go into debt, and to get you out of debt, you know, to break free. All right. So anyways, it's an interesting article, great read, and check it out. Let's go on to the next section here. Right. Bye Ethereum. Kick plans to move its ICO tokens to Stellar. So if you don't know what Kik is a messaging app. It's a private, I guess, end-to-end messaging app, very popular among the, I would say, the sex trade. And I'm not talking about, like nightclub sex trade or something. I'm talking about like, out the sex trade out in the streets on the corner kind of sex trade, or over the internet kind of sex trade, or voyeurism sex trade, because you can do live video streaming. You can share pictures, and I think they destroy themselves. The pictures may destroy themselves after a certain amount of time, and it's private texting. This is my experience with Kik. Now, it is a messaging app. You can use it for regular things, but from what I can tell, a lot of the sex trade uses Kik for some reason. So Kik did an ICO and made some tokens called KENs. Now this company is really skating on thin ice, because the CEO had a live question and answer on YouTube, which I do have a link of that in the notes section. And he talks about how Ethereum is getting slow, and it may not even handle his user base. So he was complaining about that. He was comparing Ethereum as like a dial-up at this point in time. And he doesn't see it getting any better. And so he might, or they're really considering moving over to Stellar for some reason. They want to use the tokens on Stellar because, well, first of all, Stellar is not really much of a cryptocurrency, and it's not really distributed. It's centralized. So, I don't know if the CEO really understands the whole point of having I guess, a blockchain, so to speak, or a decentralized ledger. I wonder why he even bothers using Stellar. Why doesn't he just create or fork off of Stellar and create his own? If you watch the video, the live Q&A on YouTube, he mentions a word that I hear often. I hear it often with Steemit users and the Steem platform, the sharing economy. And my view is that he's looking for other people to share their money on his network and his app to help bolster his company. And so I think this is kind of borderline, almost like Steemit. And the way he's talking about how the KEN token is going to increase in value, and he's trying to look for exchanges to accept KENs. That anticipation before, I guess, the SEC came out with their friendly letter to the general public, and now with their enforcement actions, I think this guy's really skating on thin ice. I don't think I don't think Kik will ever, the tokens the KEN tokens for Kik, I don't think they will ever be listed on any exchange platform. Okay, I think that guy's smoking crack if he thinks any exchange is going to accept KENs on their platform. Essentially, he's offering a security. He's really skating on thin ice on this one. But it may be good news for Stellar. You may see some news get pumped on this, on the Stellar token. I think it is. If you look on my short list. Matter of fact, let's take a quick look. Stellar XLM. Yeah, Stellar is second on my list, along with Ripple. So let me see what's happening here. Okay, so I'm just going to go on to the next story now. So here's my main story here that ties it to Ethereum fiction. Man robbed of 1.8 million Ether at gunpoint. So is it a good idea to talk about how much cryptocurrency you have, and you know, is it a good idea to talk to other people about this? DJ Calv, how you doing? Welcome to the live chat. So, you know, if you're going to evangelize, that's cool, evangelize. But if you're going to talk to people and tell them how much, you know, cryptocurrencies you have, it may not be a good idea. And I'm going to scroll down on this thing here because there are some pictures here. So this is a New Jersey guy who was basically. Let me read the first paragraph here. Story. A New Jersey man learned that the contents of your crypto wallet can be stolen in more than one way, as he is kidnapped at gunpoint, then robbed of 1.8 million in Ether. So there you go, people. Anyways, not much of a friend. So he made a friend. Okay, it says here the victim, who was remained unnamed, was visiting the apartment of his friend, 35-year-old Louis Meza. All right, and so it's an interesting story. It's obviously Louis Meza and an unknown accomplice was basically kidnapped the victim and forced him at gunpoint to give him the private keys or the password or whatever. Eventually, all the Ethereum was drained out of the wallet and into Louis Meza's wallet, to his personal wallet. But not a very perfect crime. Apparently, the victim did get away, and here is a picture of Louis Meza. So Meza has entered a plea of not guilty, but if he is convicted, the most serious charges have a sentence of up to 25 years in prison. Currently, he is held on a $1 million bond or $500,000 cash bail. So there he is. So is it a good idea to tell your friends and even your family how much crypto you have and how much you're worth? I wouldn't be bragging. One of the reasons why I don't talk to anybody, nobody, about crypto. I don't evangelize other than through this YouTube channel, and so you know, that allows anybody else to just watch. But I do it anonymously. I don't show who I am. I don't reveal my true identity, and I recommend you do not as well. If you have a significant amount, just be a ghost, be a shadow. If people want to evangelize to you about Bitcoin, let them. You know, be the stupid idiot, the fool who doesn't know any better. Keep your anonymity. That's my recommendation. No one needs to know how much Bitcoin you have. And I wouldn't recommend telling anybody at this point, because as the value of Bitcoin goes up higher and higher and higher, along with some of these crap coins as well, you will become a target. Money does strange things to people. All right, it does strange things to people. And there's some other stories. You probably haven't heard about a Japanese girl who was basically murdered, and her crypto was taken. Her phone was, she was murdered. She was led astray, murdered, and basically her phone was taken and for her cryptocurrency. Several stories like that. Back in 2013, I think somebody was stabbed in New York in a Bitcoin trade. Another person was, again, kidnapped at gunpoint. He was led to a car and then by gunpoint was taken to his home, where he was forced to give up his phone and all the Bitcoins that he had. Another story was another guy was basically held up at gunpoint, was doing a trade, did the trade, and the perpetrator received the Bitcoins, then took out his gun, asked for the money back, and more Bitcoin. So as time and time goes on, it is not safe. It is not safe to talk about Bitcoin. And if you have a Bitcoin tattoo or all this other, don't label yourself. Don't become a target. All right. So, anyways, the victim was very lucky. He got away. It doesn't say how he got away, but he got away. And there was video footage of Louis Meza or Miza. So that's how he was caught. Let me see if there's any other photos. Nope. So, anyways, interesting story. There you go. Man robbed of 1.8 million Ether at gunpoint. I wonder how all these Ethereum users are going to handle themselves now that they're pretty much a target. So yeah, please don't talk about Bitcoin, and don't be bragging on YouTube either about how much you have and all this other stuff. You'll become a target. That's why I always carry a gun with me and a knife, and I'm super paranoid. All right, sorry for the bright screen. Let me. There you go. Finally loading. So let's see what this one says. Okay, so Mexican authorities call ICOs illegal. Okay, cryptocurrencies are risky. So not a surprise. I think the noose is tightening on ICOs and all these other ICO tokens, whether it be on Ethereum or whether it gets Waves platform, Omni platform, what else? Next platform, whatever platform is going to start doing ICOs. Even to some degree, I think Bitcoin is going to start doing something like that with either RSK Labs, side chains, drive chains, federated chains, whatever side chains. These are all going to be looked at as securities in some way, shape, or form. So it's a fine line, and obviously every country is going to. I have a feeling that every country is going to just say, for the most part, ICOs in general are illegal. Okay, unless you register your ICOs as securities and you follow those regulations, there's no way a country's just going to let this happen. DJ Calv, you carry a 45 on you, man. Revolver or semi-automatic? So, anyways, that's some of the things I wanted to share with you. Let me go back to the meme. Now you kind of understand why I've. Sorry for the bright screen again. I need more memory in this thing. So there you go. This is kind of the ether fiction. So, and also in the notes section, I do have scenes from Pulp Fiction. So I'm sure you'll enjoy those scenes. And if you've seen Pulp Fiction, very classic movie. My goodness, I can't believe it's been 14 years since that movie has come out. But it doesn't get. In some ways, like cryptocurrency is a lot like Pulp Fiction if you think about it. All the craziness that happens in Pulp Fiction. I think a couple days ago, I think a few episodes, I also did a story on a Danish woman who hires, using Bitcoin, tries to hire a hitman on a darknet market. Now, most of those darknet markets are fake. So XDS semi, okay. That's XDX semi. I'm not sure what brand that is, but good for you. I'm glad you carry. I also carry. Before I got my license to carry, I actually had a 357 Magnum revolver with me, and I would actually wear that on me all the time, even sleep with it. And I did that for about a year. And I think in Texas, you were actually allowed to carry that on you in your car. So you can actually go from your house to your car and carry it concealed, and carry it concealed while you're driving without a license. And so, but with that kind of that particular law, technically you can actually walk anywhere or be anywhere without a carry conceal license, as long as you're technically traveling, which is kind of weird. I finally did get a license, so I can actually carry conceal in other states, because Texas reciprocates their carry and conceal um, with other states. Let me see. Most states, I can. It's there's so many. There's only a few exceptions. I think Chicago or Illinois does not reciprocate. I know California, Portland, and Washington does not reciprocate. Although I think Portland and Washington, you can open carry. So, you know, but every state allows me to transport my firearm, even in California, Washington, D.C. Let me see. I think New Jersey, New York, parts of the New England states up there. When you start getting close to New Jersey, New York, I can't carry and conceal. My license is no good. But I know for a fact that I can transport my firearm, even in New York City, because federal law trumps any state and local or city ordinance. So usually I just don't tell people, I just transport my firearm while I'm traveling. So, but yeah, for the most part, most of the states reciprocate with Texas, and so I can actually travel all over the U.S. for the most part with my firearm. I carry a few. I carry at least one or two pistols. I carry one on me, and then I carry my AR-15 pistol, quote unquote pistol, and so I carry that with me as well. Just basically, it's a joke. It's a rifle for the most part with a very short barrel. So, but it's a pistol. It just doesn't have the buttstock on it, of course. Just has the little cheek pad. How you doing, Will Campbell? Will Campbell. I don't know. I don't know if you can carry right now. I mean, if you, it depends on each state. Like, you have to remember, there is no federal law on there is no federal carry and conceal. There's no nationwide carry and conceal license. Each state, that is the right of each state in America to determine, how they want to regulate the right to bear arms. The only thing that is federal is in the Constitution, that the right to bear arms may not be infringed, and so that's the only thing that you really have. But as how it's regulated, and that's on every state. Every state has their own rules. But most states will reciprocate with Texas. That's what I like. Again, all the way until you get to the coastal West Coast. Most of all the way from California up to Washington, they don't reciprocate. And then when you start getting to New Jersey and New York, they don't reciprocate. In some other states in the New England area, and then Illinois. But yeah, all the way to all the southern states. I'm good. I'm good. Let me see. Let me check that out. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious. Let me see. Nation, nation, nation wide carry permit. Nationwide. Let me see. Nationwide carry law. Let's see if what comes up. No, I haven't realized that. If there is, that's great. If there isn't, I've been working my way around it. Uh, I just don't tell the police if they pull me over that I have a gun. That's kind of what I do. And you know, they can't really ask you if you have a gun. It's not your duty to tell anybody that you do. You know, like a lot of people may think. So let me see here. Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act of 2017, Congress.gov. A qualified individual, I'm reading this part right here. A qualified individual must be eligible to possess, transport, or receive a firearm under federal law. And then 2, carry a valid photo identification documents. And 3, carry a valid concealed carry permit issued by or be eligible to carry a concealed firearm in his or her state of residence. This is interesting. Let's check it out. I mean, since we're talking about your safety as a cryptocurrency user, you should definitely, you know, protect yourself by any means possible. I do agree. Hello, Julie G. How you doing? It's not a done deal yet. And let me see, HR 38. It looks like it's just a bill so far. Let me see, sponsor Representative Hudson Richard, Republican, North Carolina. I don't know what the 8 stand for, but I guess 8th district. And so let's see what it says here. What is this? Introduced in the House January 3rd, 2017. So it's kind of been there for a while. Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act of 2017. This bill amends the Federal Criminal Code to allow a qualified individual to carry and conceal handgun into or possess a concealed handgun in any in another state that allows individuals to carry concealed firearms. Well, that's no different than what's available now. I mean, a lot of states already reciprocate anyway with each other most of the times. So as long as I'm licensed to carry, other states will reciprocate. And if you notice the wording of it, it says possess a concealed handgun in another state that allows individuals to carry concealed handgun. Well, technically, I guess you're right. Technically, every state does allow individuals to carry a concealed firearm. It's just that I know for being in I used to be in California. You have to get permission from either the police department or the sheriff's department to carry concealed handgun. And if you go into like the urban cities or metropolitan cities, San Diego, Orange County, Los Angeles, San Francisco, those places will never give you a permit. You basically must be in some kind of imminent danger to carry a concealed firearm. Like basically you have to have your life threatened, like by a letter, and that someone is trying to kill you, and maybe they'll think about it. So but in the rural areas, they will allow you to carry and conceal, and then once but you have to live in those areas. And so, but it applies statewide. But you're right. I guess the wording is wherever there individuals to carry concealed firearms. Let me see what else it says. A qualified individual must, 1, be eligible to possess, transport, or receive a firearm under federal law. 2, carry a valid photo identification document. And 3, carry a valid concealed carry permit issued by any state or be eligible to carry a concealed firearm in his or her state of residence. Yes, that's true. Additionally, the bill specifies that a qualified individual who lawfully carries or possesses a concealed handgun in another state is not subject to the federal prohibition on possessing a firearm in a school zone, and two, may carry or possess the concealed handgun in federally owned lands that are open to the public. Let me see, additionally, to carry a concealed handgun in another state. Okay, all right. So apparently you can take it at school if you wanted to. Let me see. It's not subject to federal prohibition on possessing. Okay. So all right, excellent. I hope it passes. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, um, you know, pretty much I take my gun everywhere. I just don't tell the police, and if there's I just don't tell people that I have a gun. That's kind of all I do. I actually just carry it with me. So, and I'm not looking for trouble, so there's no reason for me to ever interact with any law enforcement. And if I do interact, I simply just don't tell them. I don't tell them I have a gun on me. Why would you? So, anyways, interesting. Thanks for letting me know. That's good to know. All right. All right. So let's see what's going on here. Okay. So let me actually go over went and talked about everything I wanted to talk about here. So let's go over the on-chain FX list of shorts. Let me refresh that. Yeah, it's getting dangerous to even talk about crypto, in my opinion. All right, so let's have a look here. Did I already refresh this? Let me refresh it one more time. All right. All right, so let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at in Bitcoin value right here. I'll take over. So not too bad. It looks like if you sold out on these coins, you made some Bitcoin today. So that's for sure. They were pumping good, weren't they? Anyway, let's take a look at the first one, XRP. That's up quite a bit. Here, let's go to Coin Market Cap. All right, XRP. XRP. All right, so I'm basically looking. I'm gonna just look at Bitcoin value and compare it to how it's performed in Bitcoin. And gosh, people really like hype Ripple up so much. And yes, it did spike. It did spike during the summer. I think I've taken a look at this right here. That was probably the best time to dump your Ripple for Bitcoin. You were going to get 24,000 Satoshis for it. Right now, it's just ranging from here and here. So overall, you haven't made any more, or you haven't lost any more. You kind of start out where you began. But recently, it did pump. So let's take a look at the 3 days. And let's see here. It's 2017. 2017. It's 12th. And then let's see, the 12th. So that should be like about 3 days worth. All right, so let's take a look at the 3-day and see what's going on the 3-day. So on the 3-day, if you had Ripple, yes, you did make more, but it looks like it's dumping from the last time. If you see my previous episode, I did say, you know, this was on my short list. As you can tell here, it is. It looks like it is taking a dump today. So crypto Cotter, you say Washington State and Oregon. You're right. Washington State and Oregon do not allow reciprocity. But I carry equipment in the 100K plus range when I go to work in those states, and always to protect my gear so they can suck eggs. Well, you know what the irony is, Crypto Cotter, is Washington State and Oregon allow open carry. So, you know, you don't have to, they don't reciprocate for a concealed carry with your gun, but you can open carry. All right, you can open carry your gun. Now, you can't open carry in your car, I think, in Oregon, and I think it may be the same way for Washington. So it's kind of tricky. You have to transport when you're in your vehicle. You're transporting, so you're allowed to transport it, and then when you get out of the car, you can open carry, which is, you know, it's kind of weird. I simply just don't tell anybody I have a gun, and then I just managed to just go through just fine. Let me see here. Carlos, hey, how you been? It's been a while since I've seen you. So, anyways, yeah, Ripple. Ripple is probably something you might want to consider exiting if you have it. Price of Bitcoin seems to be breaking. I'll go over the price of Bitcoin. I'll go over the mempool and the fees, of course. So let's see what else. So that's Ripple. So the priority on top is high priority, and then the bottom are low priority. Let's go over Stellar Lumens XLM. 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 So it looks like it's making more Bitcoin recently, but overall, it's really not making any Bitcoin. It's just ranging up and down. So it looks like it's just, it trends down for a long time, takes a pump, and then trends down for a long time. You know, I think you're just better off just holding onto your Bitcoin. That's just my opinion. Oh, Crypto Cutter. Well, you know, I mean, you definitely don't want to open carry in those areas. They probably won't even allow you to come in, but you can transport. You definitely can transport your firearm. You can definitely open carry. Ironically, in those states, you probably just you probably can't go to those places that you're talking about. You can't go to Boeing. You can't go to the universities. So yeah, you're right. but but you can have it with you. Not all the time, but at least you have it. Again, I just don't tell anybody. Okay, so Stellar looks like in the last 3 days, it is making more Bitcoin slightly, slowly but slightly. So, but it has its recent pump, and if you did dump it, since I think Stellar was on my list of shorts yesterday, so if you had a chance to dump it, you probably made out like a bandit. So, but it's a question of whether this will stay pumped. I don't know if it'll stay pumped. You know, Stellar is just one of the things that just goes up, then goes down, then goes up. It's a pump and dump coin. That's all it is. Has no real use. Okay, EOS is on my list again. We'll check out EOS. There's some new coins out here. Just take a quick look at it. All right, EOS, Ethereum on steroids. I don't even know what it really stands for, but that's what I think it stands for. And yeah, so well, EOS is starting to dump at the end, as you can see. Now this is all Bitcoin value, so take it for what it's worth. But you know, you have a chance to look at my highly secretive proprietary formula for understanding how altcoins work. And so EOS is not a winner; it's a loser. It's a bad investment, as you can tell. I don't even take a look at the last 3 days. I mean, it might be possible the last 3 days you are making more Bitcoin, which it seems like you are, but right now it's definitely taken a dump. Like I said, this is a token, an ERC20 token on Ethereum, and as more and more countries start taking enforcement actions, there's really nowhere to go with this token. It's becoming worthless day by day as more enforcement action is being taken by regulators in different respective countries. So anyways, that's that. Let's go back here. And then next is, let me see, Zcash. Zcash is dumping right now. So let me see here. Zcash, ZEC, Zcash. DJ Calv, any thoughts on ETN? I'll take a look at ETN after Zcash. Epitome of shitcoins, EOS. Oh goodness, the acronyms we come up with. Okay, let's have a look at Zcash. Oh my gosh. Well, if you know the history of Zcash, this looks really bad, doesn't it? I mean, it's this looks really, really bad. I know it does. But you have to understand how Zcash was created. But it almost looks like 42 coins. It almost looks like a lot of these coins that just dump after a while. But if to get a better idea of Zcash, you have to kind of look at it from here, which I'll take a look at. But even then, if you look at it this way, it just does not look good. It just doesn't look good. It's not something I would put my money on. I wouldn't be buying this coin. This is not a very good investment, in my opinion. It's better off. You're better off holding on to Bitcoin. So this is compared to Bitcoin value. All right. So now I'm taking a look at the 3-day, and yes, you've made more Bitcoins, but as you can tell, it's peaking out here and it's starting to dump. So if you were watching my video yesterday, you'd realize this is on my list, and it's still on my list, and you should probably look for an exit. I think overall Zcash is not a good investment anyway. So okay, let's take a look here. ETN. You want me to take a look at ETN? So DJ Calv, ETN. What is ETN? Oh, Electronium. Okay. Well, let's see what happened to Electronium. Did it dump? It was doing really well. Oh no, that's Electronium. I'm thinking about Einsteinium. This is Electronium. This. Wow. Well, I have to say this is a bad investment. If you wasted your Bitcoin on this, you wasted your time and you wasted your money, because if you held on to your Bitcoin, you probably would have made more money. But let's take a look at it in the last 3 days. Or last 3 days here. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look any better. Well, if it drops down a few more hundred Satoshis, it has, the good news is it'll have nowhere else but up to go. So if it drops down to like 1 Satoshi, then you could buy it and wait for someone to pump it and then cash out. But why would you want to risk your Bitcoin and your time when you could just stay in Bitcoin and enjoy the tremendous gains that you're getting now? Doesn't make any sense. Julie G, are there any altcoins I would recommend? There is. They're far and few between. They're very far and few between. But the 2 altcoins that I recommend for making more Bitcoins, that's the key word. I'm not saying, if you're gonna trade altcoins, and people trade altcoins, well, they begin trading altcoins to make more Bitcoins, and then you ever notice how they never make more Bitcoins? They always kind of fall further and further behind. But what happens is, as they're trading their altcoins, the value of their altcoins is going up. And the only reason the value of their altcoins is going up is because simply these altcoins are nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin. So on the exchanges, somewhere, whatever exchange you're trading on, you're giving up something of value, which is Bitcoin, to buy these altcoins. So on every exchange, there's Bitcoin there that represents X amount of these altcoins. And that's how these altcoins are getting in value. So what's happening is, as you're being a bag holder of these altcoins, Bitcoin is going up in price. So as long as you are a bag holder of these altcoins, they will go up. And the only reason they'll go up is because they are fractional representations of Bitcoin. And so that's the reason why people make money on altcoins. Now, here's the irony. If they actually held on to their Bitcoin, they would have made even more money. I make fun of like Tizen and Leon Fu because they do a lot of pump and dumps, and they probably made like a few $100,000 easily on their pump and dump program, right? Basically pumping and dumping. The irony is, if they actually kept that gain in Bitcoin, they would be multi-millionaires, like hundreds of millions. All right, they would have hundreds of millions of dollars, or maybe possibly even billionaires. They would have been billionaires. But since they're chasing money, which defeats the purpose of cryptocurrencies, they are nothing more than a few thousandaires. They're thousandaires, which actually, if you have 10 Bitcoins or 20 Bitcoins, you basically have made just as much money as Leon Fu and Tizen did for pretty much since they started shilling crap coins. So, hello, Igor Goldabon. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. So if you're into making money, yes, you will make money trading altcoins, but I'm pretty sure you would make even more money if you just held on to your Bitcoin. ADA, that's I'm sorry, that's ADA. I think that's Ardor. ADA. Oh, that's Cardano. Cardano is back. Cardano is back. Julie G, to answer your question on which coins, in my research, I find Monero, and Dash. They're overall trending up slowly, and not only that, but they do range up and down in price. So, or maybe Cardano. Cardano's maybe another token. Although I have to see more data on Cardano, it doesn't seem like there's a lot. But Cardano seems to have made more Bitcoin. If you look on the chart, on the left, it's lower. On the upper right, it's higher. But it looks like it's barely 3 months old, so I wouldn't put my stock in it on the long term. Let's see how it's looking in the last 3 days. If you had Cardano, you probably made more Bitcoin. I would look for an exit. Okay, Igor Goldobin, how do I know how much they made? I don't. I'm just estimating, but I figure if they made millions, they would not be making videos anymore. They would disappear, and be very happy and rich. But since it seems like a lot of them are still working, or may have a job, or maybe they don't have a job, maybe they quit their job. But the fact that they're still pumping or trying to pump coins, I would have to say that they probably only made a couple $100,000 versus multi-million dollars. And if they didn't, and they actually have made more, and they made these videos, then they definitely need to pay a lot of taxes. So talking about how much money you made in crypto is not a great idea, because don't you have to remember, not only are the criminals after you, okay, the government is also after you. So I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing based on the videos I've been watching them, and maybe they made a few million. Maybe it could be possible they made a few million on their pump and dumps, but I have a feeling they didn't make a few million. They made a couple hundreds of thousands, but not $1 million. Because if they did make $1 million, I highly doubt that they would keep making videos. And maybe they have. I don't think they're making too many videos these days, so maybe they stopped, and now they're just doing whatever. But eventually they got to spend that money. Spending your money overseas and renting, houses and renting rooms. You can only you're burning through more money. You'll eventually run out of money, and that's the problem with trying to hide your gains. Is you have to spend your money in a way that you don't own anything. And if you don't own anything and you're just spending money, guess what? You're going to run out of money. And so they have to come back and probably scam again, do pump and dumps. So, but that's just me. I don't really know, but I know this much. If they had the Bitcoins, if they took all their gains in their scams and put it into Bitcoin, they would be multi-millionaires, like a couple $100 million worth, maybe even $1 billion worth. But they didn't, because they were chasing money, right? That's all they were. And all these fools out there, they're just chasing money. They don't understand, the whole concept of the cryptocurrency, right? You're not trying to chase the money. You're letting the money chase the cryptocurrency. So being a Bitcoin hodler, pays off the most than being a altcoin chaser, because you're just chasing money. That's just my opinion. Jacob TS, you say in LA, when you get paid for TV audience work, they tell you that the IRS has a special department that watches for game show winners and Judge Judy winners. Well, when you make these YouTube videos and you talk about how much money you made and you're buying homes and everything, I think that's a dead giveaway, right? It doesn't matter if you deleted the videos. I mean, you have to be stupid to think that videos on YouTube are like deleted forever. They're not. They're on a server somewhere with Google, and it's available. Okay, it's there. It doesn't disappear. All right, it's not deleted. All right, Google makes its money on collecting data. So don't think just because you deleted your videos they're gone. Oh, what video? So anyways, Cardano in the last 3 days, yes, you made excellent amount of Bitcoin. Now it's time to realize your Bitcoin because it looks like it's struggling a little bit. So anyways, that's Cardano. Let's have a look at Lisk. Lisk is new on my list, or it might have been on my list before, but it's coming back up. Lisk, LSK. Let's see the performance of Lisk. So Lisk is right here. Let's see how Lisk is doing. Oh my God, this is ugly. This is ugly. So this is the chart of Lisk, and just looking at this chart, I would say Lisk is a loser. It is a bad investment. I'm pretty sure in US dollar value, it's going up, but in Bitcoin value, Bitcoin's outperforming Lisk, all right, big time. So you wasted your time and you wasted your money into Lisk. Another Tizen Leon Fu pump and dump coin. I know that for a fact. All right, so in the last 3 days, you made more. You did make more Bitcoin, but you see that big dump towards the end? Well, yeah, right here. You see this big dump right here towards the end? I think that's a pretty good sign that it's time to get out of Lisk. That's the most you're ever going to get out of this. You're going to squeeze, that many Bitcoin out. So much for that. All right, so let's take a look at the next one here. QTIM. Let's take a look at QTIM. Again, my proprietary, secret, formulated, customized view, bond trading view, webbot trading machine. I don't have a webbot trading machine. Is available in the notes section, so you can just check it out. QTIM. Oh my God! Compared to Bitcoin, and now I'm sure if you compare it to fiat, you made more. It's the loser. All right, this thing has lost you Bitcoin, and it looks like it's going to continue down. Now, maybe if you're an altcoin trader, you think in your head, well, it can't go down any further, right? There's only so much a crap coin can go down. At some point, it's got to make more Bitcoin. All right, go ahead. I from what I can tell, that doesn't seem to be the case and never will be. But if you want to waste your Bitcoin and you want to waste your time with this coin, go ahead. But I think you would make more money, all right, and you would be more productive with your life if you just held on to your Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is definitely outperforming this crap coin. There's a reason why it's called, shit coin or crap coins. Some people say it's called shit coins because it shits out Bitcoin. No, That's not the case. All right. It's called shitcoin or crapcoin because they're worthless. The only reason why these things exist is to turn you into a bag holder of the crap coin and have the other people take your Bitcoin. That's it. Oh, don't tell me you have queued them. Some of you have queued them, don't you? All right, so salt. Here's another salt. Salt is just as bad. Salt is just as bad. SALT. Salt is just as bad. I've seen this chart. Just waiting for it to load. Yes, salt is pretty much the same way, and this is an ERC20 token, and pretty much all ERC20 tokens are a bad investment. SEC is going to take enforcement action, and no one's going to list, no exchange is going to list all these ERC20 tokens, and so yeah, this is not good. Bad investment. It's a loser. But it keeps showing up on my things to short because this is probably the most Bitcoin you're ever going to get for it. So you might as well find an exit. FCT, is that Factum? Oh my God, I can't believe Factum made it on my list here. Let me see. FCT, Factum. Yep, Factum made it on my list here. Let's have a look at Factum. Factum looks like it's taking a beating today. I'm sure it's overall it's a loser. Well, no, it's actually it kind of had a little pump. It has this pump and had a big pump during the summer, as most altcoins did this year, 2017. It had a pump in the summer, but since then it's a loser. It's declined. You could just see just from here, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. Yeah, look at this. This is a bad investment. Do not waste your Bitcoin or your time. And I would say don't. But if you want to waste your Bitcoin, you want to waste your time, by all means, go ahead. So that's Factum. How do these coins get up on my list? Well, proprietary secret formula webbot trading machine, everyone. Ethereum was on top. Now it's taking a beating. Let's take a look at ETH. Maybe Ethereum needs to go down in price because, if it's too expensive, some of you might be targeted for a mugging and kidnapping. So you have to watch out. So let me take a look here. And it looks like it did, well, of course it pumped during the summer, just like most altcoins did. But I think it's continuing to, it's pretty much has hit its peak. Looks like it's hit its peak. I'm going to take a look at the last 3 days here. But I think it's hit its peak here. Yeah, I think it's hit its peak. 4,400,000 Satoshis. 4.4 million Satoshis. It's probably its peak. It's starting to trend down now. So, but if you want to invest in Bitcoin, if you want to put your Bitcoin into this, by all means, go ahead. Waste your Bitcoin and waste your time. Just my opinion, though. Yeah, Ethereum is. Will it struggle? I don't know. I mean, I did have a story in here how the Ken token is going to be moving over to Stellar because, according to the Kik CEO, Ethereum is dial-up speed now, and so Check out that YouTube video. I have it in my notes. The CEO of Kick basically called Ethereum the dial-up speed of blockchain. So, and I think that's going to get worse as more and more ERC20 tokens start actually doing stuff. I mean, if all it takes is a CryptoKitty Ponzi pyramid kind of scheme to slow down the Ethereum network, then this is a network that is I think it's hit its limits. Okay, let me see here. Let me see, Litecoin. Litecoin. Everyone likes Litecoin, but let's have a look at Litecoin because I think it may have peaked out as well. LTC, Litecoin. Maybe it's still holding up its price. Overall, it doesn't look impressive. It doesn't seem like it's a Bitcoin maker. It doesn't make a lot of Bitcoin for you. But let's take a look at the last 3 days. All right, so Litecoin, it seems to be topping as far as Bitcoin value, and it's going down from there. So if you had your chance to get out of Litecoin, good for you. If you didn't, you may want to consider finding an exit. All right, just saying, find an exit. Because the whole point of altcoin trading is not to make more money, it's to make more Bitcoin. And once you make more Bitcoin, you'll make a tremendous amount of money. And it's more liquid as well. So, hey Brian, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. You made it just in time. Hopefully you got out of your Litecoin here recently and made some more Bitcoin. All right, what's next? Dash. Let's take a look at Dash. BASH, Dash. I think some of you can stay dashy. Stay dashy, everybody. That's their new slogan these days. Now, I did mention Dash is a good altcoin to trade with Bitcoin because it's possible you can trade the peaks and valleys and make more Bitcoin consistently. It's not one of these. It used to be a pump and dump coin, or it just pumps and dumps and pumps and dumps. But recently, it's actually a good token to trade against Bitcoin because it does compete against Bitcoin. I think there's a lot of Bitcoin people who also get into Dash and get out of Dash. You know, they kind of use it as they may use it kind of when Bitcoin gets when the transactions on the mempool gets full. Other people, you'll notice the price of altcoins kind of go up when Bitcoin mempool gets full, because people want to transact without paying the quote-unquote high fees. I guess so. But I've never had to trade any altcoins. I take that back. There was one time because I was on an exchange and their Bitcoin withdrawal was not working, so I had to buy Litecoin and then transfer it to another exchange, and then from Litecoin to Bitcoin, and then take the Bitcoin and transfer it to my wallet. So I did have to use Litecoin one time, but that was it. I've never had to use. I really don't use any other coins. I just learned to just, when I buy Litecoin, when I buy Bitcoin, put it into my wallet, forget the exchange, especially when you're in a bull market. If you're in a bull market, go buy the Bitcoin, put it into your wallet, and then trade from your wallet. Okay, because there's a really good chance the price will go up and you'll get more money. Oh, 21 million club. That's funny. Bcash new slogan is "Stay trashy." We'll take a look at 3 days on Dash. Let's take a look at 3 days on Dash. And Ethereum's new slogan, Satoshi Dan, 21 million club says, "Ethereum stay crashy." So Dash has made some Bitcoin for you, and Dash is one of the coins that I think you can trade and come out making more Bitcoin, but you have to be a trader. You have to know your entry and you have to know your exits. Now, I just give you the exits, all right? Now you may have to watch somebody else's video to learn how to get in into you know, the coins, the where to enter into a trade. My recommendation is never enter into an altcoin. All right, I'm just here to help these altcoiners make more Bitcoin. And once you get into Bitcoin will outperform all these altcoins. Okay, they really will. They really will, because you can scale your profits with Bitcoin. Okay, you can scale your profits Bitcoin. You cannot scale your profits with crap coins. There's not enough liquidity. You will crash the market. You know, so and plus Bitcoin has peer-to-peer markets, over-the-counter markets. These other altcoins don't have over-the-counter markets, so you're forced to trade on the exchanges, which will dump the price. Bitcoin has over-the-counter markets, and so you can get the price that you want without any slippage. So it works out pretty well. All right, let's see what else is next. XMR. Yeah, this is a long list today. Sorry if it's quite long. XMR. I'll try to get through this faster. XMR. Monero. XMR. Monero is another coin actually that I think is good for trading with Bitcoin, because you can make more Bitcoin. You have to trade it, your entry and your exits, because it does trend upwards. As you see here, it does trend upwards, okay? And it has its peaks and valleys. So you just have to know how to trade it. So when I see, what I want to see out of an altcoin, if I was to trade an altcoin, is I want to see peaks and valleys. But I also want to see it trending up, because if it's trending up, even if I mess up, even if I'm wrong on a trade with Monero, I know if I hold on to it long enough, I will make more Bitcoin. Same thing with Dash. It's not as obvious with Dash on their chart, but Monero, it's very obvious. You could see it right there. You could see that it's trending upwards. So if, just in case you screw up and you made a bad trade, you can probably still be in that trade and just be patient enough and wait for the price, the Bitcoin value to go up, and then you can exit out of there. So you know, because it does trend upwards, you can see the Monero Bitcoin value trending upwards. So, all right, let me see if I can see this here on the 3-day. So 3-day, I've had Monero on my list up on the high priority side. So if you did cash out, good for you. You made more Bitcoins. If you haven't yet, you may want to consider an exit. All right, so what's next? Neo. Neo's taking a beating after 1 day of being on my short list here. Let's take a look at Neo. 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 Chinese Ethereum. The Chinese knockoff Ethereum. Supposedly Neo's doing all this amazing thing that's supposed to come out and make you a ton of money. This is the chart right here. So just like all other altcoins, or most altcoins during the summer, it did pump and actually kept pumping all the way up until the late late September, but since September, it's been trending downwards. That's because Bitcoin is outperforming NEO. All right, and it'll probably outperform NEO back to whatever NEO was worth for the most part. So let's take a look at the last 3 days of NEO here. All right, so this is the last 3 days of NEO. As you can see that it has been trending up, and now it's taking a severe dump here towards the end, and you can see that right here. So you did exit at the top. Good for you. You made more Bitcoin. That's the whole point of trading these altcoins, is to make more Bitcoin. And if you haven't yet, you may want to consider finding an exit. You know, that's just my opinion looking at this chart. Just may want to consider finding an exit. All right, so let's take a look at another one. Tron, TRX Tron. Gosh, this thing's slowly going down my list of priority, but that's TRX Tron. I don't even know what Tron does. Hey, how you doing, Ghost? Good to see you. Stay gold, pony boy. I'm not sure what that means. Let's have a scroll down on Tron. Pisces traits rule 373. You're saying NEO taking a beating due to regulations with the Chinese government, with the ICO. Well, I thought NEO was immune from that. I thought, what was that, Dihan Fang? Dihan Fang is working closely with the Chinese government, and they're going to be okay. They're going to be allowed to do ICOs. I guess that was all BS. Probably was. All right, so I think the pump is over with Tron. Okay, I'm looking at this, and I think the pump is over. That's just my opinion, but you know, if you want to risk your Bitcoins on this and risk your time and waste your time, you're more than welcome to. If you made a lot of Bitcoin, great. I'm happy for you. I actually want every altcoin trader to make more Bitcoin, because that's going to drive the price of Bitcoin up. But I think the Bitcoin price has been going up, even though you guys haven't been. Even though the charts are showing that altcoins don't make you more Bitcoin. But anyways, so if you have already exited out of Tron, good for you. You made pretty good Bitcoin. If you still are holding on to Tron, you might want to consider an exit here. It looks like it's done. It's finished pumping. Again, it might go up. It might go up. I could be wrong. But if you made your profits in Bitcoin, I think that's better than making your profits in an altcoin and keeping an altcoin. That's just me. All right, so let's see here. Decred. Decred has taken a loss here recently. Let's take a look at Decred. A lot of people like Decred for the government governance. Let me see. It's a DCR Decred. And I guess if that's what you're into, then the price doesn't matter. You believe in the project. You believe in community, and that's why you should be, you know, buying Decred. That's your way of showing support for the project, and that's what you should be doing. But I have a feeling that's not Well, according to the Bitcoin chart, Decred to Bitcoin, which is basically what it's paired to, right? When you go on these exchanges, I don't know why you would look at it in US dollar value, because most exchanges don't pair these altcoins to US dollars. They pair them to Bitcoin. You should be looking at. According to this chart that I'm looking at, that's not what it's telling me. It's telling me people who buy Decred are in it for the money. And so just like most altcoins, it's just that I think Decred pumped earlier than most altcoins, but during the summer Decred pumped, and since the summer it's been trending downwards, and it's continuing to trend downwards, even though it's making all-time highs in US dollars, because Bitcoin price is going up. Has nothing to do with Decred, all right? Because Decred and like other altcoins are nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin, plain and simple. And if you look at it, oh wow, look at that right here. Look at the drop on this. So yeah, if you made more Bitcoins, great. That's what I want you to do. I want you to make more Bitcoin. If you haven't exited out of this, out of Decred yet, you may want to start looking for an exit. You may just want to, or you can wait it out. I mean, people like being bag holders. Q, bro, you're so funny. Why D Hong Fei? Why you lie? Well, obviously because D Hong Fei wants to take your Bitcoin and become a Bitcoin billionaire. That's why. People do strange things, you know, when it comes to money. Let me see. GNO, Genosis. We're getting down to the bottom, towards the bottom of my list. So that means they probably GNO, Genosis. So that means you probably lost an opportunity to make the most amount, but you know you should probably consider an exit out of these because these are starting to lose Bitcoin value. Typically, that's what it means. Wow. An ERC20 token on the Ethereum platform, as you can tell, just a slow death. Slow death. Anybody who invested in this is a loser. You're losing Bitcoin, and you lost money, and you lost time. You could have made more money. You could have made more money. You could have made more money if you just held on to your Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's more liquid. There we go. Okay, so the last 3 days, yes, you made more Bitcoins. I hope you all did. And if you haven't exited yet, you might want to exit because it looks like this pump is over right here. It's done because it's making lower. It's making lower lows. That's a trend reversal right there. So you might want to consider exiting out of this. That's just me. Or you could risk your Bitcoins and risk wasting more time. I mean, a lot of people are bag holders. Ardor. So let's take a look at Ardor. ADAR. ADOR. ARDR. Ardor. Crypto Cotter. Oh, I love this one. Crypto Cotter says, if you're holding Genosis, you need a diagnosis. Oh, God, that's a good one, man. Oh, the things that the chat says is hilarious. Jacob TS, you want to know my thoughts on uh, Jack Bogle of Vanguard, who said to avoid Bitcoin like the plague. That old fuddy-duddy. You know, people who say like, gosh, Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett. You know, they have a different philosophy in investing and trading. They come from another generation in which you know, these are the way they make sense of valuation is to some degree tied to physical reality, right? They own companies that are physical, right, that produce products and services, and Bitcoin is nothing like that. All these coins are nothing like that. In some ways, I have to admit, you know, the ecosystem that we're in is highly evolved into what seems to be like a it does seem to be like a Ponzi, a pyramid kind of economy, because there's no product or service. In order to create, in order to raise its price, you need more people to come in and buy into it, and it does seem like a Ponzi and a pyramid. It does seem like it on the face value, and you know what? It might be on its value, on its surface, but when you get deeper into it, and the way I've learned about Bitcoin and why it's so valuable is through peer-to-peer trading. I understand that there are a lot of people who do not trust the incumbent system. There are a lot of people who do not want to be part of the incumbent system, and they rather take their hard-earned income, okay, because we all earn income, all right? If we're alive, most of the time, most people are earning some kind of income to stay alive. If you live in an apartment, you're paying bills, you're paying rent. If you own a house, most likely you're paying mortgage. No matter what, you have to eat, so you're paying for food somewhere. So you're earning some income. Now, whether how you get your income, I don't know. Whatever you do, some people live underground. When I say underground, I'm not talking about they live under. I'm not talking about they literally live underground. I'm saying they live and work in the underground economy, right? Which may be the illicit market, maybe the, you know, I'm saying maybe. They may be working under the table, whatever it is. They live in the underground economy, and that's how they're earning their income, and they don't trust the system, all right, the incumbent system. And Bitcoin offers you 100% control of your finance, your money, and your wealth. Now, it's volatile, but it's been volatile to the good side, to my benefit at least, and should be to any Bitcoin holders' benefit, and the fact that it's gone up in value. And so there is something to it, and I think these older generation of investors who made their wealth on the industrial, what I would call the industrial revolution. Because if you look at if you look at most of them, they made their money through the industrial revolution, or the vestiges, what I would call now the vestiges of the industrial revolution. And so that time, I mean, no matter what, that's always going to be there, because that is physical reality and people need products and services. But I think we're starting to see a generation, a whole generation, a whole group of people, the whole world going into not the industrial revolution, but the informational revolution now. That's really coming to fruition with digital cryptocurrencies. Not digital money, but digital cryptocurrencies that each individual controls, right? And has a direct access peer-to-peer without any intermediaries like a bank that takes a cut. All right, they're the middleman. So now you are responsible for your own actions, and I think that's different. That's different. That's the major difference that I see with you know, people like Warren Buffett or whatever, Jack Bogle. Um, they're used to that incumbent system in which they built their wealth on, and it's hard for them to see a system without intermediaries. You know, so that's why I think they can't get it. I'm sorry for that long rant. All right, so uh, Ardor. Um, well, I think it's a bad investment. It's not making more Bitcoins. Again, it peaked out in the summer, and it's been trending down. If you look at it where it started, it's the same. You didn't make any more, you didn't lose any if you originally invested this a long time ago. So, anyways, that's that. Let me see. Ardor, Syscoin. We'll go over Syscoin. Syscoin. Let's take a look at Syscoin, man. I don't trade any of these altcoins, just to let you know. But when I do look at them, I'm giving you my honest opinion, just looking at it. I mean, I look at Bitcoin charts all day long, and you know, I think I do pretty well in Bitcoin. I have to say, anybody who's been hodling Bitcoin for the last 3 years, I'm gonna say you're probably doing way better than any altcoin trader. So Syscoin is it's a typical altcoin. It's been going up and down, not too much action. But in the summer, all right, in the summer, as you can see right here, June 2017, it had its peak just like all the other altcoins, and then it's been slowly going down since then. So that's, you know, and Bitcoin's been outperforming this since the summer, which is only 6 months ago. All right, so Syscoin, wow, it's if you're not seeing a pattern here, as the price of Bitcoin starts going up, which I'm thinking the price of Bitcoin's going up, and these altcoins are taking a dump because people are taking their profits out of it. If you have in the last day taken your profits out of it, look at this dump right here. You can see the dump coming, and it looks like it's had its pump. Now it's the dump is probably happening right now. I think so. Although the fiat value is probably going up, but as far as Bitcoin value, it's starting to lose its stamina. Ghost, I already did Ripple. And Ripple's in my opinion, not a good investment. It's a loser. It's a bad investment. Let me see here. Oh, nope. Okay, what's next? ZRX. What the hell is ZRX? ZRX? Oh, OX. I don't know what OX is. OX. I don't know. Are they some kind of like credit card company? They want to be a credit card company or something? Oh, it's a token. Oh, it's an ERC20 token. Yeah, I know what it's going to look like. It's going to look like this. Most ERC20 tokens are like this. This is a bad investment. I'm not even going to bother looking at 3-day. If you just look at this, you know it's going to go back down. So why would you put your money? Why would you put your Bitcoin in this? And why would you waste your time? Okay, in dollar value, that thing probably did all right, but in Bitcoin value, it sucks. KNC. What is that KNC? KNC. What is that? Kyber network. I don't even know what Kyber network is. It's been showing up on Salome quite a bit. I know it's been like it's being socially engineered for you to buy. Oh, it's an ERC20 token. I know what it's going to look like. Yeah, it's going to look like this, just like all the other ERC20 tokens. 21 million club. You want me to look up Smart Cash? Is this one of your things that you're and Crypto Kitties? Let's have a look here. Kyber, well, ERC20 tokens again. Anything on the Ethereum platform is probably going to be considered security. And whatever's the SEC is going to take enforcement action. So it's a loser. This is a losing platform. Let me see, Smart Cash. Oh gosh, 21 million always finds the worst coins for me to look at. And well, it says here it's gone up. I like to see what it looks like. It's ranking at 120 on the coin market cap. So, well, never mind. Let's see what it looks like. Let me see here. October. It's pumped really hard in October, and since it's been down, it looks like a pump and dump coin. I'm just looking at it. Looks like the price compared to Bitcoin was higher on the left side and is lower on the right side. I would have to say this is a bad investment. I don't even know what this does, but it probably this I don't know. Cryptocurrency doesn't do anything other than is just used for gambling, for speculation trading. That's about it. That's all I can say about it. I mean, I don't even know anything about it. So, well, thank you, 21 million. You want me to take a look at here? Let me see. Let's take a look at CryptoKitty. Is CryptoKitty even on here? Well, it's not on here. Nothing for me to look at. CryptoKitty is not a ERC20. It's an ERC721 token, which is non-fungible. So they're not going to be. You're not going to be able to trade them on any exchange. You have to actually use the platform that it's on. And I'm assuming you're getting it in value in Ethereum. So it's whatever the Ethereum value is. PPT, Populous. So let's check out Populous. PPT. All right, Populous is ranging within a certain Satoshis, you know. Bitcoin in the last 3 days here. So let's take a look at the last 3 days. Okay, so it looks like it's just going sideways now. If you haven't already exited or tried to find an exit on this one, this is a little different. This is an ERC20 token, but I don't know why it's kind of bucking the trend of all the other ERC20 tokens. I'm assuming it's just being pumped because I see no value in this token whatsoever. So I don't know where it's trading on. Let me see. Let's take a look at the markets. Binance, Ether, Delta, Binance. It looks like it's just being used as a value route transfer because Bitcoin is backlogged, or people are just pumping and dumping on this. That's all I can say. I have no idea what it is, but I'm pretty sure it really has no useful use case. All right, so let's take a look at the next one here. All right, so let's see what else. Waves, we'll take a look at waves. These are getting in the lower priority. You're probably missing out on making more Bitcoin, but we'll take a look at it. Waves. WAVES, waves. All right, so let's take a look at waves real quick. All Bitcoin. Wow. Well, it can never make an all-time high on Bitcoin value because it seems like it started here. That's probably when it ICO'd, and then it came back during the summer with pretty much all altcoins. They kind of, well, not all, but most altcoins during the summer had its ramp up, and then since then it's just been going down, and it kind of looks like it's breaking a trend line, but I doubt that's going to last too long because I have a feeling that Bitcoin will probably go up and outperform waves. So I'm not even going to look at this all that much. You see LBC library credits. Looking at that, and LBC library credits, LBC. All right, let's see what library credits has to offer. Probably not much. Okay, there you go. All right, library credits is a loser. It's not going to make any Bitcoin for you as of when it first came out. I'm just not going to even look at it anymore. BAT tokens. All right. Now, most of these coins have probably hit all-time highs, but as you can see, they don't make Bitcoins for you. All right, they don't. Yeah, BAT token's a loser as well. And see, it's worse. It's getting worse. It's going down even further. Yeah, loser. Don't even bother with this. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your Bitcoin. You could do way better if you just hold on to Bitcoin. You'll make way more money. Now, unless you believe in this thing, whatever this BAT token is being used for the Brave browser, and also it's an ERC20 token. So this is typical ERC20 token. This is how it's going to look. And then Stratus. Stratus is still on my list, but give it enough time, it'll fall off my list. Street Rat. That's how I remember Stratus. Street Rat. So let's take a look at Street Rat, or Strat. SASTRAT. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is a loser, people. It pumped during the summer like most altcoins did. And since then, Bitcoin has been outperforming all these altcoins. So if you're a bag holder, it just sucks. Looks like most people dumped anyway. And they got into Bitcoin. That's why you saw the price of Bitcoin rise up. So should have gone into Bitcoin or stayed into Bitcoin. Forget about these alts. They're just nothing more than pump and dumps. And that's just my opinion, but you know, looking at the data here, that's what I see. There's, you know, that's, if you're trying to make more money, then I guess you've succeeded. But did you really make more money? Because if you had Bitcoin, you would have made even more money. And I'm pretty sure of that. I'm very sure of that. Okay, so let's, all right. Sorry. Let me see, where am I? Okay, I am done with this. So check this out, Bond Trading View. It's in the notes section. I make a list of shorts that are flagged right here by priority. Up on top is high priority, on the bottom low priority. But check it out. I'm here to help you to make more Bitcoin. So these are the coins. These are all coins that you need to dump to make more Bitcoin, or plan your exit soon. All right, just watch out for it. All right, so let's see here. Let's go over the mempool real quick. Let's see, Joho's mempool statistics. There we go. Check that out. Let me just check that out. I'll also go to live live coin watch before I do the chart analysis for Bitcoin. Let's see if this thing's ever going to go. It's taking too long. Let me close this out. Let me see, Joho's. There we go. Ouch. Yeah, this thing is really up there. Let me see, where is it right now? You could probably be at 140 Satoshis per byte and still be in the next block, or even 200 Satoshis per byte. It is coming down just a little bit. It's at 137,000 transactions in the mempool. So 2 to 300, anything over 300, you're probably overpaying. That's just right now. So I know I'm talking in the middle of the night, but it's been that way for very consistently. It's just nonstop. The mempool is just full. Let's go to trade block. We could probably take a look at that. All right, so sorry for the view. I should change the view just a little bit. I should increase the size so you can see it. Is that a little bit better? I think that's a better. Or is it? Let me see here. I need to refresh it. Just give it more time to refresh here. Okay, 38,000 transactions in the mempool according to trade block, as you see right here. And then looks like it's flattening out, but it's not going below 20K. So something's happening. Not sure what's going on. But you're seeing about 100 and 400 Satoshis per byte on average, 200 Satoshis per byte, 400. You see a few 400. Those are just being, and those are going on to the next block, being added into the next block. But all right, so let's see what Bitcoin fees.earn. Yeah, you can see all these are really getting full in the mempool. It starts the red line is what you got to, the red bar is what you got to watch. It starts really dissipating here, but Bitcoin fees.earn is a little different. These are lagging. All right, these are what's been processed in the blockchain. So you kind of get a better. I think Joho mempool statistics is a little bit better, but according to this, 100 satoshis per byte. You will have to probably wait a little bit longer. So 100 to whatever. Let me see. What does it say the average to be? A lot of the transactions are being processed here, as you can see. What does it say? 420 satoshis per byte. I think that's a little too high. I did a transactions and I did it around 300 satoshis per byte, and that got in relatively quickly. And so, you know, but anything from 10 to looks like 100 satoshis per byte is taking a very long time. Okay, let's go to live coin watch here. Let's see how everything else is doing in this market. All right, I'm just letting it load up. Get rid of this thing. All right, there we go. All right, on the 30-day, if not all right, you have to be an idiot to not make money on a 30-day average. Okay, so 30 days ago, which was literally a month ago, anytime in November, okay, anytime end of October, beginning of November, if you bought any of these coins, you made money. Okay, you would literally have to be retarded to lose money on this. So let's just go over the 30-day period of these coins. Bitcoin, I'm going to look at Bitcoin right here. 173% increase, 30 days. This is all in fiat value, but you know, it it's amazing. To get that high for Bitcoin for its market cap and its price per Bitcoin is amazing. An altcoin going from 1 cent to 2 cent, that's a 500% increase, right? Or 200% increase. That's easy. Try going from 5,000 to 10,000. Well, Bitcoin just did that. Matter of fact, if you ask, what was it? It was literally 7,000 to 14,000. Now we're almost at 18,000. This is amazing. Ethereum 109%. Okay, last 30 days, and fiat, all fiat. Ripple 309%. Bitcoin Cash, not so much. It's struggling, only 41%, but you still made money. You still made money. I can't deny that. Litecoin 353%. IOTA 478%. Dash is kind of going down. It's at 99%. Cardano 724%. Like literally, you could pick anything on the top 50. I don't know. Maybe this is going to 100. I think it's top 50, and you could have made money. You have to be retarded not to make money. 185% NEM, Bitcoin Gold, not so much, only 38%. Let me just, Monero 133, 133%. EOS 548%. Stellar 492% increase. Now this is all fiat value. Okay, just keep in mind all fiat value. All right, if you compare this to Bitcoin, it's not doing so good. All right, and there's a reason why. Price per token, right? Price per token. These are very low value. Bitcoin is literally at $18,000. It moves $1,000 a day. Okay, the average movement price is $1,000 per day. So there's an imbalance there, and that's why even though these altcoins can move like 500%, going from 1 cent to 5 cent, not a big deal. That's very easy. But going from 5,000 to 10,000, or 7,000 to 14, or 8,000 to 16,000, that's way harder. All right, that's way harder. Let me see here. Let's just skip through some of this. Get you the larger size. Populous 360%. Waves 212%. It's amazing. These are all that I've gone over with on CoinMarketCap. They look like big fiat gainers, but in reality, they're really Bitcoin losers. 703% on Tron. Stratus 198%. Ardor 319% in the last 30 days. Monacoin 376%, 30 days in fiat value. BitShares 272%. NXT 1006%. Bytecoin 148%. Steam, even Steam 117%. Salt 133%. Decred 109% increase, 30 days. Literally, you literally have to be retarded not to make any money on these altcoins if you just didn't put your money into the 30 days ago. Veritasium 184%. Rhea blocks still pumping. 2,000 and 2,134% increase 30 days ago. 3 days ago. Dogecoin 223%. Einsteinium 2,663%. Skip over some. Siocoin 162%. Let's see. DigixDAO 106%. Verge 186%. And Eternity, AE, ticker symbol AE, Eternity 169% increase, all in fiat value the last 30 days. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Okay, now let's go to the Bitcoin price. And where are we? Oh my goodness, look at that. We're almost making all-time highs again. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it actually will make all-time highs. But I'm on the 1 hour on Bitstamp, and I'm just going to draw some simple lines. And there you go. So it has broken this trend line here, and if it's breaking, it's really broken really well. Let me see where the all-time high is. It's barely under the all-time high. I have a feeling most likely it's going to break the all-time high. It's very close, so there's really a good chance that it will. I don't see why it would just go and just go barely under the all-time high and then not break through it. I think it just probably needs just a little bit more time to consolidate a little bit and then push up more. It just looks that way on the 1 hour. I'm just giving you my technical analysis on this. So it's so close to the all-time high. I don't see why it would just make another all-time high. It just seems that way. Oh, Qbro, you don't. Okay, I mean, Qbro, if you want to work it that way, that's fine. You want to take 1 cent to 5 cent for a few grand here and there, but you know that's a lot of work. Just buying and holding is so much easier, and I don't have to worry. I mean, if you just you know, just be patient, and the gains are massive. And here's the crazy thing is, if you have enough, I mean, it's crazy to see your balance go up and down like 10,000 a day, you know, or 10,000 in a few hours. So you know, if you have these other altcoins that are like a few cents or whatever, a few dollars, in a way you're leveraging. So you're leveraged. You're leveraged because you have a lot more of these tokens, right? So if you have 1,000 tokens and the price swings only a few cents, but at the same time, you know, or even $1, like let's say it costs $1, but the price swings like $1 or $2 a day. You know, you're gaining a couple thousand, you're losing a couple thousand. So it's amplified. It's amplified. That's why people only invest like a couple $100 and only make $1,000. Like you put $100 and you can make $1,000 on these altcoins. But you know, that's about the scale of your profits with these altcoins. With Bitcoin, totally different. You can put in. It's possible to put in $1 million with 10 million. So in that kind of scale, think about it. You wouldn't. I mean, could you spend $1 million a year? You know, I mean, you would have to literally be very wasteful, right? You have to be very wasteful, and you would have to really try to spend money every day to burn through $1 million. right? Because once you buy something, you don't need it anymore. Like once you buy a pair of pants, you don't need another pair of pants, right? Every day. That's it. I mean, one pair of pants should last you a year. So once I mean, the first year you probably burn through a lot of money if you made that much. Then the year after that you would burn through less because you wouldn't really be buying, like you don't buy a house every year. You don't buy, I guess you could buy a car every year, but you know, I don't think you would need to. I guess you could buy a house every year. I don't know why you would, but my point is, you know, you couldn't spend that much money. But if you did that with altcoins, right, you could easily spend a couple $1,000s a month. Necessities. You would have to keep trading every month, all the time, right? So you know, with altcoins, you really have to work more. You have to work harder or just as hard as your day job. So I think that's the major difference. Like if you're invested right in Bitcoin, you could definitely scale your profits, and you can. It's possible you can retire. You can retire, and hodling is, in my opinion, way easier, and you know, it does compound onto itself. It does. But you know, if you're bored, you can take a risk and play with your Bitcoin. Q, bro, you could really spend 10 million a year. Well, that's a lot of fun you're going to be having. I'm sure of that. Anyways, so this is just the basic here on 1 hour. It looks like it's probably going to break all-time highs. I don't see why it wouldn't. It looks like it's just touching it, consolidating, and then as it consolidates, it looks like it's going to break. It looks like it's going to break. But who knows? I could be wrong. Like, I'm not always right. This is on the 12-hour, and as you can see on the 12-hour, it is moving along this average line. Now it's actually looking really good. I could definitely see this thing breaking all-time highs now. It's right there. Look at it. I think it's just a matter of time. It's going to break an all-time high. One day is probably very similar. Yes, you see the moving average. Seeing the moving average, and it looks like it's going to start taking off here. It looks that way. So, you know, it is what it is. And then this is the 3-day, and it's a green candlestick. It's higher than the moving average. The spot price is higher than the moving average. And yeah, you can, if this continues to go higher, this moving average will move up closer, and it'll probably look like it touched the bottom of this candlestick. And in hindsight 2020, it'll look like it's pretty obvious you should have bought. Everyone should have bought all at the bottom right here, right? Everyone should have all bought at the bottom. But as you can tell, while it was a moving candlestick, a live candlestick, it doesn't show that. It only shows like 2 or 3 days afterwards. That's the problem when you do back testing. It makes sense. Hindsight 2020 makes sense, but wow, that is a very big, solid candlestick. And with a couple more days to go, if it finishes with that candlestick, that's very bullish. And if it makes all-time high, even more bullish. It's not letting up. Like I said, the RSI, when you look at the RSI, it looks like it's topping and peaking, but it just has to move a couple more points, and it can easily move a couple $1,000s. All right, when the RSI is this high, you know, like when it's up this high, above the 70, very, very strong momentum, and it just needs to move a couple more points, and it can easily move a couple $1,000s. Easily in that candlestick, especially on a weekly. So be careful when you try to short this, or you think you're shorting it. There is a risk here. Okay, there's always a risk in every trade. huge gap here. So as long as there's a huge gap here, there's always a risk of reversal. But again, as long as it continues to go up, the moving average will touch the bottom of this candlestick, and it'll look like all these other candlesticks here, where it was obvious. Isn't it so obvious? Everyone should have been buying at the bottom of these things. It was so obvious, very obvious. Why didn't you all buy? Because at the time it looked like this. All right, so let me see here. I'm going to conclude my episode here. All right, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and conclude my episode here. Hopefully all of you had fun. Remember, ether fiction. Be careful, you Ethereum meth heads out there. Don't be bragging too much about all the money you make, or you might be bananaed. You get a banana pointed at you for all your Ethereum. So anyways, I'd like to thank everybody in the live chat. Q Burrow, thanks. Jacob TS, thank you. William Campbell, thank you as well. Oh yeah, that's right. Monday is going to be the CME futures, and so that's more positive news. Like as the futures news come out, it's been more positive. And I think what people are doing is they're buying a ton of Bitcoin, and they are hedging their profits by using the futures. So I think that's something that they're doing. Or maybe people have a ton of Bitcoin and they're also so bullish, they're also going long in the futures. They're basically double down on Bitcoin. So thanks for reminding me about that, William Campbell. Brad Taylor, nice to see you. Sorry I didn't see you earlier, but thanks for checking in. Pisces Traits Rule 337. Thanks for coming in. Crypto Cotter, of course. You guys always stay to the end. I'm honored. I'm impressed. You know, my videos aren't short. They're very long. 21 Million Club. Thanks for coming back. DJ Calv, or thank you for staying, I should say. DJ Calv, thank you. Let me see. You have a question here. Do you think SEC allows BTC security ETF after derivatives proves to be okay? I do think ETFs will happen. I did a video about a year ago, actually on New Year's Eve, and one of my predictions was that the ETF would be happening. I might be a little late on my prediction. My prediction was New Year's Eve 2017 for sometime this year for ETF. I might be a little late, but I do think ETFs are coming. I think it's natural. If there's a futures, there's probably an ETF, and there'll be multiple ETFs, which I guess people who, for one reason or another, don't have or are not allowed to trade actual Bitcoins, but they're allowed to trade regulated assets like ETFs, they'll do that. So go figure. If it was me, I just rather buy the real thing. Okay, let's see who else is in the chat. Carlos, thank you for coming and chatting it up with everybody else. Igor Goldabin, thank you as well. Nice to have you in here. And Ghost and Brian, thank you very much. Let me see who else was on the chat here. Julie G, thank you as well. And thanks for asking the questions. And oh my gosh, you guys were chatting so much, I can't see the rest of the live chat. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And until next time, everyone. So please like. Yes, banana, pump. Pump you full of bananas is what's happening here. So anyways, like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream, or do a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned. Bye-bye.